to this edition of the Suitcase Sessions podcast. I'm your host, Bob Bowman. Today I wanted to circle back with Mike Breedlove of MGB Guitars to focus on an upcoming event that he mentioned in our last discussion. If you'd like to hear that entire interview, you can listen to or watch the Suitcase Sessions episode 2 on my YouTube channel. The event is called BoxCon, and he's agreed to spend some time with us to learn more. So, for the next few minutes, let's find a place in the shade, set down our suitcase and cigar box guitar, and enjoy the show. Well, hi, Mike, and thanks for agreeing to such a quick turnaround since our last interview. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And again, I'm conscious of your time, and I know we want to talk about BoxCon. So I thought maybe we could start with some of the basic information on the dates and the location and the venue. Could you fill us in on that?
Yeah, so it's in Gadsden, Alabama. It's going to be on June 7th and 8th. But if you're anxious like me or other guys and you want to get there early, come on the 6th because we'll be unloading and getting stuff together and breaking bread together and just having a fun time. It's going to be an exciting weekend. So we're really excited about that. So
sounds great. So it's on the 7th and 8th, unless you're ambitious and want to arrive on the 6th then.
Yeah. And it might even go over to the 9th on Sundays. When say we go by, we might want to hang around a little bit together, but it's going to be a fun time, Bob. Just absolutely fun time. Action packed. It's going to be going full tilt, man. Lots of stuff happening.
Well, great. And so you said Gadsden, Alabama, and what venue is it specifically there?
Yeah, it's the Mary G. Hardin Center for Continuing Arts. As you know, because you and I worked together on that project, we had a traveling museum, and they had opened their doors to that traveling cigar box guitar museum a year or so ago. We went up there. We established a friendship with them, with a guy named Tom Banks, who's the executive director, been a very helpful guy. And we talked about future opportunities. And lo and behold, it just worked out that we're able to get a permanent, or as permanent can be, location for an exhibit of cigar box guitars. They completely remodeled the building, and they've given us a whole wall of space to put a bunch of cigar boxes, and we got 60 or 70 in there, and we're going to add a few more when we get there. But yeah, it's a display. We set it up a month or two ago, and in talking to Tom, it's become a real hit. Lots of people are coming in and looking at it, being exposed to what you and I like so much, cigar box guitars.
Yeah, great, and appreciate that. And so you touched on a little bit about the center, and thought maybe you could talk about the location within the center for a minute or so, where the cigar box guitars are located, and what makes it a special location.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting when you see this facility. It used to be a department store, and of course, like everything else, people moved out to the suburbs. And this building was left, and some people had a vision to create an art center downtown, and they created this art center, and it's been through several remodels and getting stuff together, and they've got sound rooms, and they've got a second floor, they've got a dance studio, they've got little cubicles that kids can go learn how to play guitar or the drums, so it's well suited for that, and they've done a fabulous job on the remodeling. It's really neat. We get the whole auditorium to ourselves and probably seat 150 people. And then there's this open floor area where the exhibits are. They're going to clean that whole space out, and we're going to put in a workshop of probably a dozen tables, and you'll be able to just walk around this workshop. And if you want to learn something about necks, go over to that table. If you want to learn about pickups, you go to that table. And guys and gals will be there sharing their trade, their secrets, how you do it. So it's just going to be a fabulous event.
Yeah, it sounds really fun. So that's pretty cool. We'll have an opportunity to learn from other builders is what I'm hearing, and we all like doing that. So what else outside of the workshop will we be able to do? What other activities or events are there going to be down there that weekend?
Yeah, so lots going on. One of the things we've learned is that these people there have just been most gracious and welcoming to us. And they just have been open to anything we wanted to do. So one of the things we want to do, as you know, you and I talk so often about, is we want to leave a place better than what we found it, So what can we do to help them? So one of the things we've been talking about, and we were looking in the general community, was to do an auction, and all the proceeds go to some group or organization. And as we went down, we started looking at the options, and we talked to Tom. What I found out is that, as you can imagine, uh, they have very minimal cost to participate in their programs. But even at that, some kids can't afford it. Their parents just can't afford to say, go get drum lessons or go take ballet. So they have a scholarship programs. A lot of people in the community give money to that. And so we decided that we're going to take this auction and take all of the proceeds. It'll be a silent auction. You come and write down whatever your bid is. And the money, when it's all done, will go to supplement that budget and help them out. And just to give you an idea of, what I'm thinking, my contribution, some of you probably have seen this cigar box that I built recently. You will be able to bid on this. This will be up there, a silent auction sheet, and whatever you want to bid for this, you bid for it. All of the money, every single penny, will go back to the center to help needy kids, to help kids that just can't get into the program. We're going to help them out. And I know a lot of other guys will be, a lot of other people will be contributing music instruments to be bid up to the highest bid, and we'll get them going.
Wow. So not only do we get to learn from them, we have an opportunity to purchase one of their instruments along with the builds that you're going to be bringing as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this. Is there going to be any music during the weekend?
Goodness. Yeah. Yeah. So, we've got several artists coming in. I was just talking today with Travis Bolin. He's excited. He's coming. He recently did a video. A lot of people from your backyard are coming in. A lot of guys from Missouri, Cody Coggins and his group, Russ, Mark, a lot of other people. There'll be some other people there that are just kind of coming in, some local artists. It's going to be pretty much nonstop music as much as you want. But the good thing is that'll all be approachable. We're keeping it informal. We would like an opportunity, or if you want an opportunity, you could take the instrument you just did and walk up to a musician and put it in his hand and say, can you tell me if this works? And so that's really exciting. One of the things also, you just kind of reminded me of that. Cigar box guitars are taking off. I mean, they're just going through the roof. And as such, we're seeing more and more festivals. Almost every weekend there's a festival somewhere, and especially in the summer months like June. We've got several festivals, some the same weekend as ours, some the week before, some the week after. But one of the things we're trying to make ours just a little bit different, whereas most festivals, it's focused on the artists. The artists are coming in, and we got all these name brand bands and artists, and you come and listen to them, and they'll play, and then maybe there's a vendor there, or maybe there's a little workshop. This, as we've talked about, has been for the builders, by the builders. So that's, we'll have artists there and they'll be doing a great job, but it's also by a lot of builders. We want to make sure that if you're interested in learning something, you'll be entertained, but you can come in, and if you don't understand how fretting works, somebody will be able to tell you. If you don't know what strings to use, someone will tell you. We're just going to cover a number of very helpful information in a very casual environment. Come in, have fun, enjoy yourself. So.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time already. I think, you've already touched on the charity aspect and supporting the Mary G. Hardin Center for Cultural Arts and the music program there. I think I heard you talk about both the workshop and the music aspect of it. Mm-hmm. What else is going on in Gadsden? I mean, let's assume some of our builders bring their families. Is there anything else going on that weekend?
Yeah, Gadsden is just the first time I saw it, I just kind of fell in love with it. We're downtown. It's much like a lot of old cities, but it's not run down. It's taken care of, wide streets, beautiful buildings. Many of the buildings have been repurposed. It's just a beautiful place. And it's in Alabama. I always tell people they want to know where it is. I say, just go to Atlanta and hang a left and drive about 2 hours and you'll be in Gadsden, Alabama. A beautiful place, beautiful people, wonderful. It's that good old genteel Southern kind of feeling you get. Everybody's so nice. And it's reasonably priced. That's one thing I like about it. If you were to go to Nashville or Atlanta, you'd be paying $200 or $300 for a hotel. That's not the case down there. It's all pretty reasonable and a lot of fun. So one of the things that kind of a highlight is that, and the reason we chose this is to promote their city and activities. They have an event, and they're everywhere. It's called First Friday. So on First Friday, y'all come downtown, and they estimate that they have 20,000 people attend this event. And so people come downtown. There's a big car show. They shut off the streets and they line the center with all these antique and restored automobiles, and it's fabulous. There's 3 or 4 stages playing music. There's all the vendors, some great barbecue. There's other good food. All the stores and shops are open. It's just a wonderful event for a June evening, and it's just beautiful. It's a fabulous event.
So that's great to hear. I mean, not only will it keep us builders
Sure.
and musicians happy, it sounds like, well, there's pretty much something for the whole family.
Sure.
I like that. That's great.
Yeah. I haven't got out and explored the area very much, but I'm going to find some time to do it. There's some really nice natural features in the area that people talk about, some lakes and springs and rivers and stuff, but it's a beautiful place and just a great place to be.
Yeah, and so before we started recording here, Mike, you made a good point about the location
Mm-hmm.
and why Gadsden, Alabama. I mean, we could have probably found a venue in other places. You mentioned if people asking about it, you go to Atlanta and hang a hard left for 2 hours and you'll get there. But why Gadsden?
Well, what's kind of interesting is, and I also kind of brought this up as a little bit of a joke, and you and me here in this conversation, and what I said is, if you went out and got in your truck and you started driving to me, and I got in my truck and I started driving to you, in 8 hours we would meet probably in Gadsden, Alabama.
Right.
So the neat thing about it, and one of the things that I like about it, it's kind of centrally located, at least in the eastern half of the U.S. I can come up out of Florida. You can come from St. Louis. People come from the Northeast. So it's kind of I guess the pain is kind of equal for a lot of people. Now, there's some people who live in the town. They're going to have it real easy, but there's a little bit of drive to get there. So it's great. Right. But the reality is it was just our good fortune where we met those fine people, and they have fully embraced us. I mean, everybody goes there. Make sure you stick your hand out and shake hands with a guy named Tom Banks. He's a fabulous guy. Just a really, really nice guy. One of the things that's kind of interesting, if anybody's into model railroad, on the second floor there, they have a model railroad that's modeled after the town Gadsden. Oh. So you literally can walk up there and see the building that we're in, or you can see the street and you can see all the trains. It's a very fabulous display, and it's one of the things they're known for. A lot of people come to see the railroad. I don't know, 300-400 square feet of railroad. It's pretty cool. So that's neat.
Yeah, I'd say that's a great thing for the kids to do, but I'm pretty certain there's a whole lot of us adults who want to see that train set.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so I think we've covered all of the basics for BoxCon, and how you're going to give back to the community. How do folks get registered for this?
Yeah, so obviously one of the things we have is social media. And primarily, I think the big one is Facebook. And there's all kinds of groups out there. Got everywhere. There's a way to connect. If you're on Facebook, you can look me up, look yourself, look Bob Bowman, get into the Cigar Box group. And we've done a pretty good job of talking about BoxCon. And there's a place to register. And what we really need people to do is we need to have an idea who's coming. I mean, because I've got to get prepared. And what do I got to get prepared for, Bob? Let me tell you. Some of the stuff that's really going to be fun, and we've talked about this, every person that comes to BoxCon is going to get to design their own pickup to their specifications and actually build it and go home with it. Everybody's familiar with the MGB, with our $5 pickup. It's our most popular item. I sell them by the jillions. But we've redesigned this because we wanted to make a pickup. And so what we've done is we've made some new components. We've got, magnets. If you want to put stars on your pickup, we have those. If you want to have spheres, we have those. So we have a lot of things to help you build. So you're going to be able to build your own pickup. You can look at all the pieces and parts and materials and woods and all that and say, okay, I want to build this pickup, and you can do it. So that's going to be a great thing. A couple of other things, if you don't mind me interjecting, really critical. I have a real passion for the guys who have been building cigar box guitars, especially the ones who are building them hundreds of years ago, 130 years, some of my oldest ones here. So MGB will bring a sampling of our exhibit of antique music instruments. You can see stuff it's made. It's just fabulous. That'll be very, very interesting. And along with that is we will have Bill Yaley. And Bill wrote this book. Most people who are in the cigar box world are familiar with this. It's an exhaustive study and a great reference on what has happened with cigar box instruments from the very beginning. So
I think I happen to have one right here.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And here's another treat. The guy who's going to do this doesn't even know he's going to do it, but he's going to do it, I think, is any study of cigar box instruments is a study of cigar boxes. And I happen to know a guy named Bob Bowman who's really studied this topic pretty well. And Bob will be there. And, he'll share and talk about the story. There's some stuff about cigar boxes that will blow your mind. The magnitude, the size of it, how it came about. That's how we financed the Civil War. And I think down in Alabama, they call it the War of Northern Aggression.
Right.
But anyway, Bob will do that, so it's going to be really, really good. So one
of my favorite books too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of great stuff going to happen. It's just a great time. I'm telling you. I know because we just recently did that when we installed the museum. Is Friday morning, from Friday morning till 10 or 11 o'clock, it was just nonstop. We're actually going to have 2 stages going. We will have a stage with artists out on the street, and we will have a stage with artists inside the facility right next to the cigar box exhibit. So it's going to be fabulous. So really going to be a good time.
All right. Wow. So that's a lot. So you're going to get a workshop. You're going to get some music. Sounds like inside and outside, indoors and outdoor music. You're going to get a car show. You're going to get to design and build a custom pickup while you're there. You're going to get a name tag. I heard you say, I think, a custom name tag. What's all this cost, though? I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
I'm glad you asked that, Bob. And there's more. I mean, who was that? What was that knife commercial? Wait, there's more. Yeah. Wait, there's more, Well, so everybody who attends, Bob,
right,
is going to get their collector series MGB BoxCon mug. Everybody's going to get one. And inside that mug are going to be some raffle tickets. And that's how we're going to handle the door prizes. Okay. And so one of the things, again, what you might want to be there is 9 o'clock Friday morning after we do say the Pledge of Allegiance, and we recognize our vendors who are our veterans who are so very, very important to us. We're going to recognize that group of individuals. We're going to have the first drawing in the raffle. And the first drawing in the raffle is going to be this, a 6-string MGB Atabay bass that yours truly actually built. And then we're going to have other stuff. We'll probably have a couple more guitars. We're going to be giving away all kinds of stuff. If you like our Easy Neck, there'll be quite a few of those that'll be given away. So during those 2 days, you'll have raffle tickets, and we'll be calling out numbers, and you get your number. You come up to the table, and you get to pick what it is you want. We'll have all kinds of stuff there, so it's going to be pretty good. But to answer your question, what's this all going to cost?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Not a thing. You're coming as a guest of MGB, and we want you to just be there and enjoy yourself, have fun, meet new people, just learn all you can, support others, and just have a great time. So no cost to you. That's one of the good things about the people there at the center is they're letting us have that facility for nothing and said, Mike, whatever you need, do it. So keeping that cost down to nothing is really helpful for an activity. So
Wow. So that's great. I mean, I don't think I've ever been to one festival where I've been able to get more than music and good time spent with my fellow builders
yeah,
for sure. But I've certainly not been to one with a workshop, a car show, ability to build my own custom, pickup and
yeah,
uh, have opportunity to leave with so much on the raffle side
yeah,
and then
yeah,
not have to pay anything for it. That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
gonna be fun.
exciting.
It's really going to be fun. I'm excited. Look forward to meeting everybody. A lot of us go back to our first museum. Bob, when was that? In 2017, we opened our first museum.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was. And
And
they're
so
still traveling.
yeah, and it's still out there traveling, and we're still all buddies, pals, and friends, and hanging in there. And we're always looking to add more people. You know, we've got museums in one or two states. It seems like to me there's about 48 more that need an exhibit of cigar box guitars. So we're
Yeah,
always willing to work with people to try and bring that eventuality around.
couldn't agree more.
So I think that's kind of what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you for sharing more on the BoxCon event in Gadsden, Alabama on the 6th, 7th, and 8th, as you pointed out. Um, Appreciate your time this evening. I think that's a great place to close.
Thank you, Bob.
Well, thanks for joining me on this episode of the Suitcase Sessions podcast. If you're enjoying the show, why not hit the subscribe button and follow us each week as we explore the world of cigar box guitars. Until then, remember, there are no rules. Just keep playing, and we'll catch up later, somewhere down the road.